Hey guys, I went to Sprouts to get some ingredients because I'm going to make some butter chickpeas for dinner tonight. Let's get into it. So just for reference, garbanzo beans and chickpeas are the same thing, just different names. But this is one of those recipes you're going to want to start the night before, like fried rice or something, because I like the chickpeas to soak overnight in water to soften. Then the next day I add my Indian spices, my curry, my masala, my turmeric, all my seasonings, my coriander, and I mix that with the yogurt, and I'm going to let this roast in the oven for about 30 minutes. Now my daughter is, as you see in goggles, chopping up onions and tomatoes, and I'm gonna get more Indian spices and add that to a frying pan of olive oil, butter, cashews, red and white onions, and let that cook down for a minute. Once that cooks down, I'm gonna get about a half a teaspoon of chopped and minced ginger and about half a teaspoon of chopped and minced garlic. And I'm gonna add that to the frying pan and then let that mix in. Once that cooks down, I'm gonna then add the chopped tomatoes, mix those around. And I like mine a little bit spicy, so I add a little bit of pepper paste and a little bit of monk fruit sweetener just to balance everything out. I added some tomato paste, and that is our butter chicken sauce. From there, while it's hot, I like to add it to the blender while it's hot, and then I blend it up, and that's gonna get nice and creamy. Because it's cashews, I let it blend for a long time. Then with the leftover tomatoes and onions, I'm gonna make salsa out of that, so I'm not wasting that. So I got some pepper paste in there too, and all my seasonings, and I put that in the fridge and as salsa for later. So then once everything's done blending, I get the butter sauce and I'm adding that back to the frying pan. I added some coconut milk to it to thin it out a little bit. And my roasted chickpeas, I added that to the mix as well. But I made a lot of extra chickpeas because I like to snack on these. So I added all my seasonings, my garlic, my onions, my roast peppers, and I'm gonna put these chickpeas back in the oven and they'll get nice and crunchy. And sometimes I put them on top of salads and the kids just like to eat them like they eat chips. But they're really good, and chickpeas are very nutritious for you. And just add a little bit of olive oil to give them that crisp. Once I get the chickpea butter sauce to the consistency that I want, then it's pretty much done because everything is already cooked. I went ahead and heated up some naan bread just to eat with it, which is so good. And because it's a little bit spicy, I like to add a little bit of cream sauce to the butter chicken just to kind of cool it off. Then from there, I like to add some bay leaves because it just gives a nice little hint of flavor. I sprinkled some fenugreek on top of there. And then the very last thing I added was just some parsley to garnish it. But it came out delicious. I don't know if you've ever had butter chicken before, but butter chickpeas is just as good. It's a very delicious dish, and all these ingredients are so, so good for you. The turmeric, the curry, the coriander, the fenugreek. I mean, this meal is filled with so many beneficial things for you. And the fact that it tastes delicious is just unfair.